Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Today I'm here to interview the artist Het. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Hat from Hat and Skull Art Studio. I'm Hat. Basically, we're painters. We draw, sketch, we do leather work. Pretty much any mixed media I can get my hands on.
Okay, so why the name Het and Skull Art?
Well, Hat and Skull Art originated from my daughters. Both of them they help out a lot with this. They're both artists in their own right. One's a photographer and one works side by side with me every day, and I enjoy the effort that they both put in. And we decided during the pandemic that this was the best bet for all of us. We all have some common interest and a common goal, and we just want to make it so everybody gets a little piece of something that they desire, as well as producing it for you. Like we really enjoy working with our clients.
So you
And
started during the pandemic?
yeah, we started during the pandemic, just doing little things for some people here and there, and things picked up and people were asking. So here we are.
How would you describe yourself as an artist?
As an artist, well, for me, it started at a young age. I was always into art. I did it in school, and I got to the point in high school with it that the teachers, they wanted their stuff, and it was their goal, their way. Like, for me, rules just didn't apply in art, because art can be found almost everywhere. You can find it in cooking, you can find it out in your backyard, you can find it literally anywhere. So for me personally, art was just part of life. I started young, and a lot of it was what we see or what is going to be taken away eventually. Like the Looney Tunes, the original versions, Mickey Mouse, the original versions before everything got so political. Learning to draw those characters brought so much joy to everybody, and watching, and I used that in my cooking when I was a chef. I use that even today still. Like, I would do to-go boxes when I was in the restaurant industry for years, and I would put Mickey Mouse in them, or I would put Donald Duck or Bugs Bunny or some little character out of the comic strips,
Mm.
and people always liked it.
How long have you been an artist?
I've been on and off an artist for about 20 years. Like, I'll
Okay.
do pieces here and I do pieces there. Some people would ask me for Santa Claus and reindeers, all made out of wood and painted up, and I would do it for them, make a couple bucks, be happy, and just go on.
So if your head, is there a skull?
Well, Skull is basically, it's my wife and children. They're the
Okay.
ones that are pushing behind me and helping me with every aspect of this, putting up with all the craziness and the clutter and the disasters that I make, and you end up yelling and screaming at.
What kind of mediums do you use?
We'll use almost anything, like from fondant on cakes right down to clothing. I will put my art on anything I possibly can,
Oh,
whether it's
cool.
glass, paper, plastic, metal, cement. I'll use whatever I can get my hands on.
If you could collaborate with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
I think Salvador Dali,
Oh,
to be
okay.
honest. Dali was a huge inspiration to me as a kid. Seeing those sketches of the clocks just hanging, or I was in awe. And then looking back and finding Monet and Van Gogh and all these beautiful artists. And I've tried over the years to capture as much of that in my artwork, with putting in a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and experimenting with every aspect of it, from airbrushing to oils, watercolor, painting. And I enjoy every aspect of it.
Oh, what's your favorite piece that you've ever done? Or do you not have a favorite?
Well, my favorite piece, um, I would have to say it's the picture right behind me, actually.
Okay, and why is that your favorite piece?
Well, that's the picture that me and my family all collaborated on and came up with our first piece together as one cohesive group. And I think that piece is what made it for the three of us. We
So,
sat here playing with it for hours.
so what's the dynamic for your company? Do you and your family always collaborate on every piece, or do some of y'all do pieces separately? What? How do you do it?
Well, we all do pieces separately. Me and my eldest, we collaborate a lot.
Mhm.
She's just refining her leatherworking skills as much as she can to help out, because she wants to be able to work on any surface.
Uh, how has business been during the pandemic? Like, has it been really good, or has it been
Business in
slow?
business in Canada, because of our lockdowns and how everything has gone through our lockdowns. Like BC, I think we've had it better than most of the country,
Mhm.
because like our doctor, she's been pretty good. She's been really good about giving information and making sure that we all stay pretty safe.
Okay.
Um, Business wise, a lot of places ended up losing.
Mhm.
We were lucky. We had a couple of months where it was really good. Now it's just starting to slow down, but you know, that's it's the tendency. Everybody's going back to work and they're trying to make more
Mhm.
money now, and everybody's getting back out there because we're just opening up ourselves.
Right.
So,
Okay, now I asked you about your favorite piece. Do you have a least favorite piece, like a piece that you hate?
least favorite piece that I hate. Oh, that's a hard one because there's been so many over the years. Think right now I'm just sitting here staring at them and trying to figure that out myself, because they all mean so much
Mhm.
in each aspect, because some are from the beginning and some are from the middle, some are from collaborations and some aren't. I think our some of our better ones, like our heads, we do heads on canvas occasionally, with mixed with flood and acrylic. And what we'll do is we'll set up a canvas, and then we have a precast made already of my head,
Mhm.
and then yeah, well, it was all we could get at the time. um, so we ended up using that, and what we do with that is we stretch out plaster of Paris over it onto the canvas, so that way it fits, and we slowly remove it before it's all wet,
Mhm.
take out the head, and then put it on, and that way it's on the canvas permanently. And then we do whatever mixed media. Sometimes we'll put a nice picture on it, sometimes we'll just do mixed media where we're flooding it with acrylics and many fabulous colors.
Okay. And like, what's your favorite, like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's your favorite stuff to use or your favorite process to use?
My favorite stuff to use is probably anything that I can get my hands on that's actually physical. So whether it's styrofoam, a piece of leather, a cake, even cement, like fresh cement is absolutely beautiful when you're pouring it. You can do so many things with it. You can put a picture in it. You can turn it into anything you want.
Your
And
wife and
it's,
kids' birthday cakes must be great.
yeah, some of them have been, and some of them have been complete failures. But it's part of cooking. Like even in the restaurant industry, yeah, there was days where everything would just fall apart, but you kept on going. And it's the same with art. I've broken things and I'll put them back together because that's how I am. Growing up, for me, I still am, and I'm dyslexic. So everything was backwards to me, and I needed to open it up to figure it out.
Right.
So my parents had a heyday with me. I would rip apart anything from a speaker to a VCR to a TV, but I would always put it back together and it would work. And they could
Uh,
never figure it out. And then when I got tested, they were just like, oh, okay, so you're a little on that side with your brain. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's crosswired. There's nothing I can do about that. If it's a repetitive function, I can do it all the time. If
mhm.
it's something that I can visually see, I can usually draw it right away. I can pick up almost anything. I don't use stencils if I can help it.
Mhm. I
And
mean,
I
a lot of people take that to be a bad thing, but wouldn't you say that it's helped you art wise?
oh, I believe it has. It's helped me hugely art wise. Being able to disassemble something and then
Hmm.
put it back together and have it work, but to do that with a piece, that's what I eventually want to do. I want to be able to just rip apart something and turn it into something, but have it still working. And
Right.
that's what I've been in the process of doing for the last year, trying to figure out what item I want to do it with the most.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your advice for like selling art? Because you've sold some of your pieces, right? Like, what
Yes,
would you say people should really be doing to sell art more?
I think going out there and showing your work, but not only just showing your work, like going into a restaurant and putting up a picture or asking your manager to put up a picture for you is great. Um, but 9 times out of 10, most places won't do that for you.
Hmm.
I have found that for me, I would use physical work. I would make it either in the restaurant, on your plate, and give you something that it hits you with your eyes first.
Hmm.
And then to bring that home with me, because like when the pandemic hit, everybody lost everything, no jobs, there was nothing. So, like, for me, it was a huge hit. I've never been out of work
Oh,
since I was 11. So,
so your work stopped. What you were doing in the restaurant business stopped because of the pandemic?
well, because I worked for a private club,
Hmm.
we didn't get the same treatment the rest of the province got. So,
Oh, okay.
basically, we got when it hit.
Right.
Like we had to shut down. We couldn't do anything. The people that were working there, pretty much everybody lost out.
Right.
Um, they all got their jobs
Hmm.
now, and they're good, and I'm happy for them, and I'm glad I did what I did when I did it.
Hmm.
Um, but for them, having work was more important than me going back.
Right.
So
Okay.
to do my artwork now, that's the best thing in the world. I can
Right.
sit here all day, play with whatever material I want, and just relax.
So would you say that for you, because a lot of artists said the pandemic was terrible for them, but some say it was good because they had time to do what they wanted to do. I mean, so would you say it was a positive that you had time?
Oh, yes, the time was very positive. Like to be able to actually go out and do something instead of running an 18-hour day or a 12-hour day or a 16-hour day, and be able to paint anywhere I wanted,
Mhm.
to be able to take a picture of anything I wanted and nobody being around because the streets were empty. Everybody was afraid to go
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful.
Okay, so if your life was a book, what would it be called?
Hustle.
I like
I,
it.
that is all I've done all my life is hustle. I've been hustling since I was a kid. Either I'd be making somebody laugh or cooking you something or designing something or helping you build something. Okay.
Okay, do you have any current projects that you're working on? And if so, can you tell me about them?
Well, we do have a face mask that we have been working on. So, um, but that's more for fun.
Like
One of the
costume stuff?
kids, well, yes, it's costume stuff, but one of the kids at my daughter's school was asking for something really scary for Halloween. So,
It looked like it was on the way to being very frightening too.
yes.
Okay, so where can the viewers go to find your past work or current projects?
Well, some of our work is on viewbug.com.
Mhm.
You can find that under Hat and Skull Art. There's also a threadless page that we do have in the States with
Mhm.
some of our work on there. And most of our work can be found at our website, which is hatandskullart.square.site right now,
Mhm.
because I'm having technical difficulties with the other sites at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and also on Etsy, we are found there.
Okay. So is that where people would buy your art as well?
On Etsy, yes, everything is up there, ready to go on Etsy. Everything is also almost ready to go on Facebook. I think
Mhm.
I need just one more session with them.
Okay. And what advice would you give to the artists, the struggling artists out there who may be watching this interview?
Never stop trying. Never stop trying. You know, art can be anything. It could be literally anything. There was that guy that sold an invisible statue for $140,000. So never stop trying. You know, art can be whatever the eye beholds.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Het, for being on my channel. And I hope that watching this inspired the artist in you. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you again for visiting us at Hat and Skull Art Studio. Talk to you soon. Bye.